Hello. So today's gonna be a little bit of a fun one. So yesterday we talked about like a reroll comp, so I want to mix it up a little bit. And yesterday we talked about Viger. This is gonna be a or an artifact game, and we're going to be playing Nami, or Horizon Focus Nami. Now, I used to really be a big believer in forecast, and it's kind of making me upset because I felt like it was a lot on me that I wasn't able to make them perform very well. I feel like unless you have really good circumstances, playing around forecast is very hard this patch. I'm starting to realize that I was very wrong in the way that I understood the meta, and it's very difficult to play for a fourth, and you should just force reroll every single game. I don't mean that in a light way. I just mean like, you're better off rerolling something than you are trying to level and cook up a board. And I'm starting to get a little bit better at that. I'm starting to stabilize. I'm less tilted. If you come to my stream, I was tilted before. Today I was really happy. Not just because I was winning. I went bot 4 a couple times, but I think now I kind of get it. You just have to always like angle yourselves towards a reroll. This won't be a reroll game. This won't be something that's obviously like very replicable in any way, shape, or form. And we're gonna see what we can hit. So there's a couple things. Let's just start by the start. Let's just start by looking here. So I looked at my options. There's Sugarcraft Crown, which is typically very good, but I don't really want to play towards Sugarcraft. But I could have, I think out of these options, I rolled the ones I didn't like. I think Sugarcraft Crown is the one that's a little bit more stable. It's actually surprisingly well. I think it averages like around like 4.5, which means like, it's a pretty average augment to take. It's not as bad as it seems. I decided to just take Hedge Fund because in my head, I'm like, okay, well, like, if we're 8th, we're 8th. I think I lost the last game. I'm like, we'll just go for it. With Artifact Anvil, I really want to have my gold established early, and that gives me a bunch of influx of gold. I wouldn't recommend taking Hedge Fund. And then now we have these artifacts. So I think I'm contested on mages. I think somebody was like Innervating Locket. This is a very good Vex item if I'm not mistaken. Horizon Focus is something that I like to play around because this is Nami item for sure. Now, Orn artifacts, they're very forcing. They're very forcing in that certain items they're not very good on like anybody. They're very good on certain or particular units, and you kind of have to know what units they're good for or be able to deduce it by reading it. So, for example, Horizon Focus, which we'll talk about in a bit. What Horizon Focus does is that it makes your board stun. When your board stuns, when your unit stuns another unit, they get a Thunderbolt that hits them, and they lose 30% of their health. So it's very good with units that stun, right? You can think of all the stun units, right? You can think about Tom Kench, you can think about Nami, you can think about, like, there's a lot of units that you can consider. Oh, sorry, my inking isn't working. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reset it. There we go. You can think about Nami, you can think about Tom Kench. You can also think about other units that generally stun. Even like Shen sometimes can stun. I'm not sure other things. There's so many units that stun Briar, right? All of these units, they can make use of this item. Everybody else makes zero use of the item. Here, for example, Zillion can stun, so I want to put Horizon Focus on Zillion and play around this. Now, obviously, I think there was better options to play. I think that if I wanted to, like, with what I know now of how I understand the patch a little bit better, I should just contest Mage from this spot, because I already have a Viger, but I could also just play around, like, the Locket. Like, the Innervating Locket, there's a lot of reroll comps that like it a lot. So I think that's a little bit easier to play around. There's not really many units that really like this Horizon Focus, but I really believe in Nami. Even still, I think the unit's kind of cool. I think that she can get a lot done on a board. So I wanted to try and play around this very more niche line, not particularly amazing line, and try and see if I can just play for a top 4, because I think it's important to have some spicy fun games. You can't just be like 10 out of 10 Kog'Maw reroll all the time, or 10 out of 10 Viger reroll all the time. I enjoy to mix it up a little bit. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and econ up with Hedge Fund. I'm going to greed until I can just go for a fast level 8 and then roll a bunch of gold on level 8 and hope that I can make a Nami Mage board, because I feel pretty comfortable around playing around Nami Mage as an AP flex line, because I've played around a lot of 4 cost this set. So we go on items and we go on Orn artifacts, right? We'll see here. I'll show you what I mean by my option. I didn't really take the best option if we look at stats in general. Also, I'm going to make a guide on how to read stats, because I think it's really important. Well, sorry, I didn't take, like, I had, like, Horizon Focus is really good, but it's good because of Tom Kench, I think, mostly. or Briar, Tom Kench, right? Because a lot of times you're taking Horizon Focus, you can play around Tom Kench. But like I said, I'm probably going to play around the Nami. I still have Tom Kench in the back of my mind. But basically, as you can see, the only units that you can really put it on are units that stun. So like Nico and Nico Transform, Shen. And then the only ones that's like actually very good on is Nami, Tom Kench, and Briar. And that's what I was saying before. So I'm basically playing around one of these 3 units. So because I'm playing around a 4 cost or a 5 cost, I want to be level 8. So I just want to level to 8 and play around one of those. And oh, I can also show you the like if I hover the item, it should give you the description so you can see it a bit better. Let me go back. Artifacts. They have high placing, but that's just because if you're playing Tom Kench, it's going to be really high placing. But anyways, what it does, it gives you some mana, armor, magic resistant health. So it's more of like a frontline item in general. And then it says stunning an enemy causes lightning to strike them, dealing 30% of their max health as magic damage. So basically, it will remove 30% of their max health every time you stun. If you can imagine, somebody like Tom Kench appreciates the frontline traits a lot, and then he does a stun that basically can melt the whole front line. Nami does a stun that reaches the entire board, and she'll just stun everybody. Briar dashes through all the enemies and does a huge stun. All of those units is going to be very well on. What I was saying is that, like, see, Innervating Locket, this is what I was saying, if I wanted to play more around a reroll line, Innervating Locket is a lot better, because as you can see, it's really good on, like, Wukong and Vex. And that's what I was saying. I have a mage's spot with the Viger, so I can play around the Vex with the Wukong. But that was like my main idea here. But we're gonna try out this. I really like the idea of like Horizon Focus Nami. It sounds like it would be really fun, really cool, and that's the idea behind the concept that we're gonna try and do today. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend this unless you have a really good spot for it. I feel like my Prismatic wasn't that good. I didn't have that many good options for Prismatic. I didn't want to take Sugarcraft Emblem because I think it's a little bit hard. I know Gwen's really good because she's like an AP frontline unit. Gwen's really good at getting making use of many different Ornn artifacts. A lot of times I'll even, like, if I need Gwen items, I'll make Capricious Forge and I'll put Gwen items on her. And the Sugarcraft Prismatic is really good because it gives you a redemption, so it gives you an item straight up. It gives you the crown, and it gives you a Rumble and a Soraka. So it literally sets you up perfectly to put in Sugarcraft early. If you have an extra Sugarcraft unit, you're already 4 Sugarcraft off rip, right? If you have a Jinx or a Bard. And then it gives you an extra 2 components. So Sugarcraft would have been the much safer play here. Guaranteed. If I was taking a Prismatic. And obviously I'm taking Hedge Fund because I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to lose streak. I'm going to make out as much gold as possible. And then I'm going to roll down all my gold on level 8. And I'm going to try my best to hit like some copies of all the units that I want to hit. Yeah, that's the game, and we're just gonna chill, and it's gonna be a nice fun one. Hopefully it's enjoyable. Also, if you stop by my stream the next couple days, we're gonna be playing bingo. I'm trying to find fun things to do while I'm playing TFT, because I think that, like, you know, especially I feel bad if you're watching me. There's obviously better TFT players. I feel blessed that there's even people to come watch me to hear what I have to talk about, either on this YouTube channel or in my stream. So I want to make it like at least a little bit more interesting because I'm having a hard time ranking up this set. So, you know, I feel like I'm not giving you guys the best content in terms of like, oh yeah, this is how you play really well. Because, you know, I'll say like, hey, this is how you play, and then I'm hard stuck Emerald. I wouldn't say I'm hard stuck. I might rank up soon, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna be playing bingo. If you stop by the stream and you get basically different things that I say, like if I say I'm going first and I go 8th, like there's little like incentives and stuff. There's links, just press !bingo in the chat when you're in my Twitch stream, and there'll be a bingo board, and I'll have it updating on the daily while we're playing. And if we get a full bingo card, we'll do some sort of special stream, but that's really unlikely. And if we don't do anything like that, if we play if one of you gets bingo like as a row or a column, no diagonals, but a row or column bingo, you'll get VIP for a month in my chat. So that's like a little fun thing that we're doing. So make sure to stop by if you want to play bingo and see what you get. This guy has the locket as well, but this guy's just taking Living Forge. He took Wit's End, so I feel like he's playing more towards like a Jinx Wukong or a Bard line or something like that, like similar to how Bard plays. So I'm not too worried about him contesting Nami in particular. But as you can see, every time my Zilean does his stun, you see like there's a little lightning bolt, and it like completely destroys one of the units. That's the way that this Ornn artifact works. This is why I say that I complain a lot with Ornn artifacts, that sometimes there's not that many generic ones. As you can see, this is an item that really does nothing unless you put it on a unit that stuns. So that's what I mean by the Ornn artifacts are very specific. So right now I'm very tunnel vision. I have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 boards that I can play. Adaptive Helm is really good on Nami. I think Nashor's Tooth is also very good on Nami. So I'm not sure why I'm not slamming Nashor's Tooth already. Maybe I'm just greeding a little bit. Because Nashor's Tooth is good, but Red Buff and Morello are also good. Because if you have Red Buff or Morello, when Nami casts, she does anti-heal to everybody that she hits. So she'll just like spread that utility really well. She'll make sure that the whole board is basically anti-healed. So I think that's a good idea. I also took Combat Caster here as my gold augment. So I'm down for Combat Caster to how do I phrase it? Combat Caster is really good at making it so that if you're playing mages or any like AP unit that's trying to cast their ability a bunch, it gives you a nice little health shield. So it's really useful for like your backline units to not get sniped and your frontline units to stay strong. As you can tell, I'm just chilling. I'm hedge fund. I'm 100 gold and I'm making like a ton of money every single round. I'm down to just chill. Hedge fund doesn't perform very well because you usually find yourself in spots like this. You don't want to spend your gold under 100, because if you're spending your gold and you're dropping below 100 gold, then you're running into a spot where your prismatic is not getting as much value as it should. But if you have to greed all your gold up until 100, it's like, yes, you're rich, but you're gonna lose a lot of HP. Because a lot of times, like, you know, especially if you're playing in this meta where everybody's rerolling, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll a little bit on level 6 just to stabilize so that you can make it to level 8 if you're playing a level 8 board without losing too much HP. Because you want to stay, like, relatively competitive with the lobby in terms of your HP without, like, you know, without, like, completely sacking your econ. So as you can see here, I'm kind of completely sacking. I still have Zillion 1. I have this Viger that I'm holding on to. I'm just kind of holding on to mages in general. I find that on level 8, if you're playing around Nami carry, she does do a lot of work. I think you can really make Nami carry work. It's just a little bit difficult because you usually need like a dual carry. She doesn't really get it all done on her own. So a lot of times you're going to want like an extra unit. A lot of times in the past you were playing Nami with, what's her name? Karma, or Nami with Rise, or Nami with somebody else. But we're just gonna see whatever we could hit on, whatever we're gonna hit on level 8 is what we're probably gonna play. But like I said, this is gonna be a very like shoot the moon style game. This is a very first or 8th strategy. I'm just kind of playing into the Ornn artifact that I thought would be fun to try out. Like I said before, watch this video. You can try it out in your games if you hit a Horizon Focus and you want to try out some kind of tech like this. I think you're more reliable just playing like, you know, if I just didn't use this board and I just played towards like the Rise, Zoe, Ari line, you know, the one that everybody kind of plays all the time. If I just played that line and just put a Tom Kenshin with the Horizon Focus and I fit in Arcana and I found a Zareth, I feel like that's going to be way, way easier to go first and way easier to like play towards a line. That's what I mean. Like a lot of times, like the meta comps and some of the reroll comps, you're better off just taking an augment or an artifact that leans into those comps in particular, because obviously there's gonna be a huge risk. Like, what if I don't find a Nami, right? If I go to level 8 and I roll down, I don't find Nami, or I don't find Terra, or don't find Tom Kench, or even worse, I don't find Nami, I find one copy of them and I'm not stable, then, you know, things are gonna go really bad really fast. And the bigger problem is that I'm already low HP because I took hedge fund and I'm playing around this hedge fund. I'm losing so many fights. I'm running into a situation where I might not be able to stabilize well enough in order to convert this to a top 4. So of course we're gonna see what we can do. The main way that you play mages, by the way, if you're not playing like vertical, like for Viger or other units, if you're playing Nami, a lot of times you just play Mordekaiser. So you play Mordekaiser, you play Galio, and then you play Nami, and you have like this nice little set where you can fit in Eldritch pretty easily. A lot of times in the past, what you would play is you would play, what's it called? You would play Vex, then you would play Karma. I'm listing out the board roughly. You'd play Mord, Galio, Nami, Vex, Karma, and then you would play Syndra. Right? Here, I'll show you the board separately. It's probably easier if I just show you here. This was a board that was around in like Syndra meta as well. It's just like the same as like the Syndra board roughly. But you can play it on level 8 and have like a little bit of flexibility in what you're hitting. And you can also play 5 mages with it. So let me go stats. So I'll show you like roughly what board sometimes works, but it's not necessarily the best. It's only if you have items for everybody. But the karma is pretty flexible. You can play whoever. But you'll usually play something like this, Galio, Vex, then, what's her name, Syndra. This is usually good if you have a Syndra scaling, and Nami. And you have you're pretty flexible on the rest of the units. You have 2 free open spots. You can either play 2 additional Vanguards, you can also play 2 additional Mages, you can also play 2 Portal, right? So if you don't want to play Karma Syndra, you can easily play this with like a Rise backline carry and then just play other units, right, that synergize well with the Portal traits, because Eldritch isn't that important to fit in. But that's what I mean. It's kind of like building blocks, right? This Vex, Galio, Mordekaiser, you can kind of fit in pretty easily some other units to play. Even if you find like a random Callista, Camille, you can play her in. But this is like the building blocks that I'm trying to play towards. The other thing you can do is you can play like Rise with this, right? So you fit in Portal, and then you get 3 Mages. So you have Galio, Mordekaiser for frontline, and then you have the Nami with the Rise. And then, like I said before, you can play 4 Vanguard to make your frontline a little beefier. But you have a lot of flexibility. You can play 5 Mage if you can fit it in. But this is obviously contingent on you hitting Nora. And then you have the Rise in here for this, and you can kind of build a board similar to that. There's a lot of building blocks. I've played a lot of Nami carry in these type of setups because, like, you know, especially early in the set, Nami's generally uncontested. Now that Viger's really meta, everybody's playing around Viger. But, like, you know, a couple weeks ago when the patch just dropped and Syndra just got nerfed, it was pretty easy to play around Nami in a lot of these cases. So here, I didn't show the roll down. I'll show the roll down because I'm sure you guys enjoy that a little bit. So here I'm, I'm struggling. Where am I? Sorry, I clicked the wrong part of the video. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be the roll down. So I'm level 7, 100 gold. There's a lot of people contesting Nami in this game. Like I think I would have had a free Viger game, by the way, because I don't think anybody is relatively playing Viger. I could have easily just rolled like 100 gold on level 7, just hit like a Viger Vex 3 for free. And if I had like a Locket, I would have had the Vex with the Locket. That would have been really nice. I don't think anybody's Viger reroll. It's just unlucky. I kind of misread the situation a little bit. But as you can see, I have a lot of free open spots. I'm trying to fit in the board. I found a what's her name? I found a Briar, which is pretty cool, and then I find my Nami, so that's good. And we're just rolling it down. I'm putting my Nami items on. I'm trying to figure out what to do. As you can see here, I'm playing 5 Mage. Right, I'm trying to up the damage on my Nami. So my front line looks like it's okay. Right, I have these dudes in. I want to switch this for like a Galio so I can drop one of the backline mages. And then I have this Taric. Maybe I can fit an extra Bastion. And we're good to go. Right, it's not that bad. I can fix up my board definitely a lot. And then I'll just repeat that. So now we can actually watch this in action. So ready, watch this. So this guy's board. You want to see a board die in a couple seconds? Ready? Watch this Nami. This is Nami 1, by the way. Ready? Bang, bang. Ready? Watch this. Holy shit. Do you see all the lightning? Watch one more time. Ready? Uno, dos. Holy shit. Do you see the lightning keeps dropping? 30% of their health drop. So basically, like, the way you can think about it is if the board doesn't have a lot of healing, if Nami casts 3 times, their whole board is dead. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to stall for Nami to cast 3 times. That's the idea here. Because she hits the whole damn board, and they all just lose 30% of their health every time she hits them. She just melts, right? It's insane. So, support golem's really good. I think support golem's better than I'm the carry in this case. I get double of, what's it called? Moonstone Gem, which is really good. And I'm just rolling. I know that I'm hedge fund. I don't want to greed too much. I feel like I'm not stable just yet. I find a Nora, which is insane, by the way. And now I'm 5 mages. I should still find a Galio so that I can play a different unit here. Like, I can play so many more frontline units. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, put back in the Vanguard. Oh, I rolled past Tom Kench. Did you see that? I should definitely be playing Tom Kench here. Because is just a better Vanguard. This guy in, yes. Get Vanguard, get Portal. And then I put in the Karma because I wanted to play the Karma from before. I could have put the Camille. My roll down's really messy, by the way. I think I'm a bit tunnel visioned. Like, Chrono doesn't matter that much. This guy's kind of useless. I think I was too tunnel vision that I was trying to hit like some upgrades of these dudes. But it's not that bad, right? This is what I was saying before. 3 portal, 5 mage, 2 vanguard. I can play Eldritch, right? I should be probably playing Briar over this. My last components are sword, so I'm probably better off just playing the Briar. But as you can see, kind of going off. This is kind of what you expect it to do. Obviously, I hit both of the I hit the units that I needed to hit. Sorry, my playlist stopped. I forgot to loop it. Let me just restart that. I hit pretty hard. I'm still Nami 1, by the way, which is pretty awkward. Here I just put in Eldritch. It's not that important, but putting in Eldritch is pretty good because Briar kind of works as a frontline unit that can stall a little bit. And at the same time, this extra dummy, or this extra, the Eldritch Beast is going to stall for my Nami to cast. Right? I'm trying to get my Nami to cast so she can basically wipe the whole board. My win con is basically this Nami just doing a shit ton of damage. That's like the idea here. I do want to establish a dual carry. Right now, I don't really have a dual carry. I just have this Nami. I can start itemizing Nora potentially. And I could also start hedge funding up my gold a little bit. I think that I'm just really stressed because I'm Nami 1. So I'm just rolling. But until you're Nami 2 at least, I can probably just keep the econ up. Because like, I'm not just going to find a shop with 2 Namis. So I shouldn't be rolling. I roll for charm every turn. Right? Roll for charm to make sure that I don't throw away my health for no reason. So we want to roll for a charm every turn. But other than that, you don't want to roll much deeper than a charm. Because especially since I'm hedge fund, I can just rack up so much extra gold and then I can resend it later and, you know, potentially hit these guys 3-star or these guys upgraded. But yeah, this is like a situation where we kind of have like an Exodia style comp. Obviously, if I didn't have Briar 2, here I should just take Nora. Yeah, because maybe I just hit Nora 2. Yeah, for sure. In this case, it's like maybe like instead of Briar, I think a Bastion would be better, like a Bastion to synergize with this Taric. I know I scrolled past Diana a couple times. I feel like a Diana in this spot would be a little bit better than this Briar. The only reason I'm playing the Briar is because I'm Briar paired. Like a Briar 2 is still going to be better than any other unit. It doesn't matter the synergies, right? The synergies, especially when they're like small synergies. This guy's playing Vertical Eldritch, which sucks for me. But I should roll for Charm and then stop. So as soon as I buy a Charm, I should stop rolling here. I might still roll because I'm stressed. Yeah, I'm stressed. Now I'm Nami paired, so now I send it. It just worked out. Yeah. When you're paired on the unit, then gold doesn't matter as much. You just roll until you hit the unit. You're trying to stabilize. You can greed if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially since I'm 29 HP. If I'm Nami paired, it's like any one of these shops can have the remaining Nami. You just roll for the Nami too. Just make sure that you guarantee that your board is strong enough to get a top 4. So I rolled it down. Now I should not be rolling anymore. Now I just roll for charm every turn. Make sure I don't lose because of a charm diff. And then we just play towards the rest of this stuff. If you look at the Nami damage, where the fuck did his board go? Yeah, it's in the fucking Shadow Realm. Because we just fucking... We did the wave across the board and you're all just dead. Oh, Xerath is nice. Ooh, Xerath would be really cool. Because I can cap out around Xerath, especially if I'm buying charms. But I think I'm just too broke. Hex Explosion, sure. Just send it for Hex Explosion. Some of these boards are really strong. Like, I don't think this is a top 1 board. Like, I don't have, like, you know... This is like you drew, like I didn't draw, like, Exodia. I drew, like, I don't know, like, Ubel Terror Incarnate or something. Like, I don't know what the equivalent is here. It's like I'm probably going top 4 for sure this game is what I'm thinking in my head, because I hit Nami 2 with Horizon Focus, so I feel like I'm gonna wipe most of the boards. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I think some of the reroll comps, like, you know, especially the reroll ones that have healing, like Wukong and Preservers, it's like I'm pretty sure they're all gonna heal, and my Nami won't be able to out DPS the Jinx. But a board like this, where there's not really any healing, yeah, they're just Nami cast 3 times. Right? I mean, when I say cast, but I get the giant wave 3 times, they're basically all dead. Like, straight up, they're just all dead. It's just over. Yeah, this is a fun thing. If you haven't tried it, like, try it out. If you just happen across a Horizon Focus, right? Sometimes, like, you know, you take an Artifact Anvil and you just get, like, a Horizon Focus and you're kind of screwed. Like, you know, this is something that you can play around this tech. Right, if you have a unit that stuns, obviously you can do the same thing and build a different board and play around Tahm Kench. It's arguably better on Tahm Kench, I would say, just because Horizon Focus has more frontline stats than backline stats. Not like it's giving my Nami a bunch of AP. It's basically just giving her a bit of mana and defensive stats, which aren't that great. She's not going to make great use of them. So if you have a frontline unit that stuns like Briar, which I have a Briar by the way, but it's not good yet, right? If I had a Briar too, maybe I can transfer it onto Briar, but not really. I should probably just make Hodge here, right? Like, what am I doing? Oh, Rabadons. Rabadons on that dude. Oh, I was looking for a Vex item. Oh, I think I'm just going to Rabadon's Vex, which is going to be so funny. Yeah, because I'm 5 mage, and this Vex is like my main tank. So I wanted a Vex item more so than I wanted Briar item. I probably would have Hodged Briar, but it makes sense. I need a 3rd Vex item. But I think there I missed on the component anvil. So I'd rather just... I should have probably just done Hodge on Briar, but it's fine. So like this board, I don't expect to beat this board. Because this Wukong is never going to fucking die. And this guy's Preserver. So as you can see, even though my Nami is doing a shit ton of damage, the Jinx and the Wukong are recovering enough that the Nami isn't like killing them faster than the Jinx is killing my board. See, like, look, the Jinx with Preserver recovered just enough to live. And what? Then my Nami whiffed. She aimed for this guy. Like, what is that? That's so unlucky. Because if she aimed this way, I think I win that fight. Because she didn't hit the Jinx or the Wukong. She aimed like here, and the Wukong and the Jinx both lived. So, that was unlucky. That was difficult. Also, I'm not frontlining the dummy, because the dummy gives my whole team shielding, so long as it's still alive. But this is what I was saying before, right? This is what happens a lot when you're playing a 4 cost and you're playing reroll boards, right? My board is basically wiping the floor with everybody. Then I fight, you know, a particular like that's not a winning match. Also, what the fuck was that? Oh my god, I got a copy of a component from the last one because of the charm, and I put the Hodge on Mordekaiser. I have a Briar right over there. Like, I'm trolling this game. That's so bad for me. But anyways, what I was trying to say, what I was trying to explain to you guys, is that this is what happened to me a lot, and this is why I was getting really frustrated, because I'll have a board like this that looks very strong, and then matchmaking, I'll rotate into like a reroll comp similar to like the Jinx board, or the or I'll rotate into like a Kog'Maw board, and then I'll just lose. Like, you see how I'm easily beating everybody else in the lobby, but it's very close, right? Look at the lobby, everybody's like 1 HP. These guys are all very close, and it's literally just comes down to like, okay, if I rotate into somebody that has like, you know, a 3-star 3 cost or a 3-star unit, and they have like some passive healing, either in the form of like Martyr or in the form of Preservers, in the form of anything like that, I probably don't win, right? Because the whole point of this is that Nami, if I cast enough times, everybody will just lose so much HP that they'll just die to random shit. That's like the idea. But as of right now, I don't have a dual carry, right? So this is really good with Karma, right? The reason it's good with Karma, I don't have Karma items here, so I couldn't play Karma. But the reason it's really good with Karma in this case is because what Karma will do is she'll just randomly snipe enemies, and she does damage over time. So the Nami is going to reduce their health down to like basically nothing, and then the Karma is going to go and finish the job. See, if I had a Karma here, she would hit this backline unit, and this Kalista would just die already. Instead, I have to wait for the Nami to cast again. You want to have another unit that can kind of hit backline units. Similar to like if you played like Lilia Morgana last set in set 11. It's like you want to have 2 units. Like, even when you're playing Nami outside of Horizon Focus, when you're playing these units like Nami where she's hitting like a bunch of units, you want another unit that also does AoE and hits a bunch of units. So that together, like, you know, 2 asses make 1 cheek, you know, like, or 2 cheeks make 1 ass, you know, you put it together and you have something beautiful. Right? I have a way with words. I'm trying my best here. But you know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? If you have both people trying to whittle down the board and you put it together, then you're gonna kill the units. You're gonna have enough damage by combining the 2 units. If you have just the Nami like I do, obviously because I have Horizon Focus, it looks really good. But I really need another unit to do damage. Like, what's her name? Nora's pretty good. I'm rolling every turn for charm. I'm trying to roll. I have this Nora pair. I can maybe hit Mordekaiser 3 and stabilize my front line. I messed up putting this Hodge on Mordekaiser. I should have put on Briar. That's my bad. I'm 1 off Mordekaiser 3 though, so, you know, kind of works out. If I hit Mordekaiser 3, I might sell these items and just put them on Mordekaiser, by the way. I think that would be the better play. I'm fighting the Jinx player again. I don't know if I beat this guy. I might not. We'll see what happens. Stage 5 board. My board's a little bit stronger now because I have a little bit more frontline. And as you can see, my Nami didn't miss. As long as my Nami doesn't miss on this Jinx, I might be able to beat this guy right now. Right, okay. Do I whiff? I don't whiff this time. See, what happened last fight is that my board was a little bit weaker, right? But the Wukong and the Jinx didn't get hit by my last Nami cast. Remember, I was complaining that it hit the what's his name, the Bard. But if it hits the right person, we're fine. You know what I mean? I'm rolling really deep here. I'm trying. I have an extra Tarek 2 on my bench. I don't know why. I think Loot Sub gave it to me. I don't even know where this came from. I have Vex 3, by the way, so I have to sell something. Yeah, I sell Vex 3. Yeah. That's fine. I got a lesser duplicator at one point, so I just want to have like a really strong front line. I still don't think I'm going top 4 here. Sorry, I think I'm going top 4 here, but I still don't think this is like a game-winning spot. I think other people are way too strong in the lobby. I'm not getting any hedge fund value, by the way. I'm kind of just, you know, in gamer mode. I'm trying my best to just like roll for upgrades and save my game. I don't really want to like greed. Hedge fund's a very greedy thing, right? I can obviously not roll any rounds, but look, rolling there got me Vex 3, and that might be the difference between me winning and losing this one particular fight, right? That's a top 3 secured. That's why hedge fund is kind of bad, right? It incentivizes you to play super greedy, but sometimes you just don't. Also, there's a Tarek in shop. Wait, I'm like I'm 2 off Tarek. Wait, buy the Tarek. Wait. If I don't buy this Tarek, I'm gonna fucking scream. Okay, I have the Tarek. I'm 2 off Tarek. I have a Tarek 3 win con. Wait, do I hit Tarek 3? I don't think I hit Tarek 3. But maybe I hit Tarek 3. Who knows? Fucking worse ass fucking Rabadons. I needed something on Vex. And or shield scales with AP. So, you know, I could have put Rabadons on one of my backline units, but it's okay. Rolling for 5 costs. I was hoping I could hit a Nora there. No Nora. I have this random ass Briar as well. I've been Briar paired this whole time. I'm just rolling down all my gold here. I skipped Mordekaiser, but I think I'm not going for Mordekaiser 3 anymore. I should just sell something. Come on. IE. Oh, just sell the Mordekaiser. I rolled past one. I'm not going for Mordekaiser 3 anymore. What am I doing? Gunblade? I should just made IE. It's fine. Just have the Briar one-shot something. Who cares? As long as she kills 1 unit. Okay, I hit the back line. Oh, I don't think I'm chewing through this what's his name? Yeah. 5 Pyro. Is this our 5 Pyro? I'm pretty sure he's 5 Pyro. I just get absolutely deleted. I couldn't chew through the Nasus. Or sorry, the Nasus. That's fine. So it's reroll and the Nasus that beat me. But that's fine. We ended up as a 3rd. And then that last turn I messed up a little bit. I don't even think IU would have mattered there. I think I just lose it. Oops, my board. Sorry, let's look at the board right before we end for today. The video. I cut the VOD really fast. Yeah, the Varus board was really difficult because he also has Sniper's Focus, so he got so much value at the end there to like hit my Nami. And I got my front line melted. I think he's 5 Pyro. No, he's not even 5 Pyro. 1, 2, 3, 4 Pyro. Just Smolder. Wow, I just got absolutely wrecked. He's 4 Shapeshifter Nasus, though. So I just got absolutely deleted by this guy. Oh, that's okay. My items were a little bit awkward at the end. Like here, awkward. There's Mordekaiser having a random item. I could have had like 3-item Briar. So that would have been a little bit better. Nora, I just put her Shred because I needed Shred. But this was hopefully a fun video. If you saw the Horizon Focus just deleting whole boards, it was pretty fun. Obviously, I would have preferred it if I had another backline unit to do damage. But I was kind of stuck with this Nora 1. I couldn't really play around Karma because I think there was another guy. This guy that was just hard contesting most of the units on my board. Right? Contesting Mordekaiser, Karma, Nami. So it just made it a little bit difficult. I couldn't greed that much, and I was already low HP because I took Hedge Fund. And then if you look here, what do we have? Nami, Karma, Mordekaiser, right? Like it was an awkward. It turned out to be a really awkward lobby. But thank God I had a bunch of gold from Hedge Fund because I had enough gold to find at least 1 copy of Nami to stabilize and then continue on to get a top 4. Anyways, hopefully that was enjoyable. Have a great day, and yeah, if you want to see me live and stop by stream, I'm definitely less tilted nowadays. You know, until I'm tilted next time that I don't feel good, but you know, it's all fine. Anyways, enjoy your day. See ya. Bye bye.